What's happening, Online guys? Welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. This is chapter 23, I hope. I just looked at it and I honestly just forgot to. When we last left off, we had kind of a brutal run in this room here. I hacked that to try to close the security reinforcement door within 4 turns. Unfortunately, I was literally 1 turn too late, so I didn't get it. So that kind of sucked because you guys know me, I'm a perfectionist. But also on top of that, we Dietrich got downed. He's quote-unquote dead. He's not actually dead. He'll be back at the safe house. But it's just another thing that's super unfortunate. We're pretty much done this run. All I have to do is dispose of him and hopefully get out of here. So that's what we're going to try to do. Thorvald Ensted. The door slides open and a stench of stale sweat assaults your nostrils. Ensted steps forward, his bloody lips curled into a smile. The soles of his boots squeak on a polished tile floor. Free at last. Thank Christ. His smile widens into a sickly grin. Tar-stained teeth shine wetly in the light. Don't think I'd want a rescue. Whoever sent you, thank him for me. Say goodnight. Kill him right then and there. He just tried punching me. How much health does he have? 4? I don't think so, bro. Instant's lifeless body lies crumpled on the ground. His mouth is frozen open in a silent scream. Glory calmly inspects the body. She shakes her head slightly. Pity. I'd have liked to hear what he had to say. For once, Cyber Ninja and I are in complete agreement. She nods at you. We all know what we were here to do. Good on you for stepping up and doing it. I figured that if we heard him out, we were probably more likely not to kill him. And, I figured it was just easier for us to kill him, right? I don't actually know what I'm going to spend my karma points on now, so. Figured I'd check that out real quick. Maybe body. Maybe it's time to up the body there. Then again, I don't really have a huge health deficit, I don't feel like. Not doing any more charisma. I'm gonna max out at 4. Well, I think I'm at 5 because I think I have a bonus. Not gonna go drones whatsoever. Biotech, as much as I would love to say Biotech 4 because I've seen something for it, I'm not gonna worry about it. ESP control 5, obviously. Gotta go for that. Intelligence 6, obviously. I don't really need any of the strength stuff. Dodge I don't need. Maybe range combat then. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Probably rifle 4 next. Alright, let's backtrack and get the hell out of here. Sooner we get out of here, the better. This should be a straight run, considering I cleared this all out. Uh-oh. The leader of the group is an elf with Asian features. He's obviously a vat job. The bands of corded muscle that bulge out under his sleeves have a distinctly store-bought look to them. When he speaks, his voice comes out in a gravely rumble. My. The intrepid cyber ninja, with no rigor in sight. I must admit, I am surprised. Yeah, well that makes 2 of us. Who the hell are you? Herfush sent us to check up on you. Given his recent troubles with Shadowrunners, this should not come as a surprise. The company man smiles and nods slightly. I shall return to him and report your task completed to my satisfaction. Good day. Love how they just disappeared. Was there a point to jack in there? Yeah, it was to open this, I think. Open something. Anyways, I'm not gonna jack in there. Easy peasy. We were in and out like nothing. Your trip back to the cruise bazaar is an unsettling one. Every time you close your eyes, horrible visions flash through your mind. Bodies torn apart and by surgical machines. Mouth frozen open in never-ending screams. Walls coated floor to ceiling in congealing blood. And through it all, the smiling face of Thorvald Enstund. You blink. Banish the visions. They're behind you now. You're on your way home. Home at last. Alright. We have to report back to Paul anyways to tell him that we took that lady's job. Can't remember her name for the life of me, but... We got 8 karma, oh my god. Your PDA rings and the face of your fixer, Paul Amsel, appears on the screen. I've uncovered some terrible information. The team is assembled in the safe house. Please meet with us there when you are able. I'm up to 11 karma points now. Oh boy. Well, I could go Intelligence 6 and ESP 5. Technically, I think my intelligence is already 6, so it would be Intelligence 7. We might as well, right? Use up all those points. Talk to Amsel. Notify Amsel about your meeting with Fru Muller. Raise 50,000 yen to pay Alice. How much money do I have right now? Probably nothing on me, right? Yeah, 393. Safe house. There's Dante. Let's go ahead and give him a pet. Just gonna complete that job first. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have one unread message. Let's check our messages. One last DVD. The screen flickers the life, and Mallet's face appears. She wears a plastic smile. Hoy again, Cyber Ninja. Well, I've recovered one last DVD for you, but I'm afraid that's all you're gonna get. You might as well use the rest as coasters. They're all beyond repair. If you look on the table beside your DVD player, you'll find the disc that I salvaged. She pauses. A slight frown crosses her face. To be completely honest, that was a lie. To recover this last disc, I was forced to subcontract. Shroddy is still a brute of a man. I am unimpressed with his manner, and his poor hygiene disgusts me. But he is very good with old things such as this. All credit where it's due. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back at your inbox. Claim payment. We got 2,500. You submit the job as finished and await your client's response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. An excellent job, Cyber Ninja. You are a credit to your profession, and I will not hesitate to hire you again. Your fee will be transferred to your account immediately. Fuchsias. A moment later, a second message pops in your inbox. Your payment details. So we got 7,500 for the Alice fund, and we got 2,500 for ourselves. That should be it. Yeah, that was all it. All it. Oh my god. Where are we at with the funds? We're at 40 grand, so we only need 10 more. It's not bad. Let's go ahead and check the computer first. The DVD first. Load the 4th DVD. Soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life, and a menu fills the screen. The DVD player ramps up to speed, filling the air with a shrill, whining sound. Green Winter's face appears on the screen. The timestamp in the video reads 2050-0428. This is it. The interview. Took some digging to find it, but hey, here it is. My big brother, back in his prime. The note disappears, and for a moment the screen goes blank. Suddenly, image of a news correspondent flashes onto the screen, accompanied by a brief orchestral flourish. A timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen reveals the date, August 22nd, 2012. Thank you for joining us. We are coming to you live from the ruins of Sangursurun, the 5th Harz Mountain town to be sacked by the Dragon Fürschwinge. Standing by my side is the head of Dal Defense, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Dr. Vauclair has been hailed as a leader in the effort to bring down Fürschwinge and end her reign of terror. Dr. Vauclair, tell us about your efforts to bring down the dragon. Killing the monster has proven difficult, to say the least. Her speed and maneuverability in the air are extraordinary. Her scales repel small arms fire, and her breath can melt steel. Our R&D teams have been working around the clock to devise a weapon capable of downing the beast. In the interim, we are providing material support for the Luftwaffe's attempt to shoot her down via conventional means. Herr Vauclair, why are you directing Dal defense energies to the killing of Fürschwinge? Are there corporate interests at play in this? Corporate interests? No, this is a matter of human interest. Innocent lives are being extinguished at an appalling rate. I am in a position to help put an end to the slaughter, and so I must. It's really that simple. Dr. Vauclair, you must understand my skepticism. Our viewers aren't looking for a PR statement. They come to us for the true. I'm afraid that I don't have time to go back and forth on this. Your viewers can think whatever they wish. My concern is helping the people affected by this tragedy. In that case, Dr. Vauclair, I thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. You're very welcome. To the viewers at home, stay safe and watch the skies. Salvation is coming, I promise. Again, that was Dr. Adrian Vauclair, CEO of Dal Defense. Dr. Vauclair is the chief architect of the military's current plan to bring down the Dragon Fürschwinge. Stay tuned for more late-breaking news on the battle for the Harz Mountain. We'll be right back. With that, the video comes to an end. You find yourself dumped back to the menu screen. Track 2. The display goes blank for a moment. Then the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. There's a look of astonishment on his face. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-11-17. Holy shit. I just stumbled onto some of Adrian's old lab notes. I'm not going to say how I came across these. Someone might get hurt if the wrong people watch this. But I've checked them against some of Adrian's old handwriting samples, and they're legitimate. Holy shit. This is big. Alright, okay. Back up, slow down, breathe. He takes a moment to calm himself. Okay, so these notes, they pretty much confirm something that I've always suspected. That Luftwaffe didn't shoot down Fürschwinge. I mean, they tried. They pumped thousands of rounds into the air around her, and they lobbed rockets at her for months. Lost a lot of attack helicopters and fightercraft in the process. But none of those things were responsible for taking her down. The Dragonfall was caused by an experimental warhead, one that Adrian and his Dal Defense think tank designed. I don't understand the science of it, not even a little bit. But from what I can piece together, it looks like they designed some sort of chemical, radiological agent that acts on the metagene. I don't think that they fully understood what they were doing. It was 2012 after all. I mean, the process worked, but I don't know if they understood why it worked. Anyway, when a warhead full of this stuff comes into contact with a dual-natured creature, like a dragon, say, it drives a wedge between the creature's physical and astral forms. The body gets put into a sort of hibernation state and the spirit is forced out. It also looks like this process can maintain that state of separation indefinitely, and that's a pretty horrifying thought. A discorporated body's supposed to die in a few hours. I've heard horror stories about ghost walking mages getting trapped in astral space, unable to rejoin with their meat. I heard they went crazy from the pain. If what I'm reading is accurate, it's entirely possible that Fürschwinge has been trapped inside of her body for over 40 years. Winters pushes his chair back and slaps the table in front of him. This is why Adrian was always so cagey about the subject of Fürschwinge after the Dragonfall. He knew for a fact that she was alive, even if only technically. Her body crashed down into the socks, sure, but she wasn't dead. The government wouldn't let Adrian tell the public any of this, of course. It interfered with the lie that they were feeding us, that the Firewing was dead, and that everyone was safe, and that people should stop hiding in their basements and get back to work again. But privately, he always said that she was still out there, somewhere deep in the socks. I always thought that he was paranoid, but I was wrong. He knew. So what does all of this mean? It means that the stories I got from the ghost rat suddenly sound a lot more plausible. It means that Fürschwinge is definitely alive, and that Adrian's disappearance is unquestionably tied to her survival. It also means that Germany is in deep shit. Because if Fürschwinge is still alive, it's only a matter of time before she runs her ugly head again. Okay, that's enough for one night. I'm gonna go get drunk. The screen abruptly goes black and the video cuts off. A few moments later, you find yourself returned at the menu screen. The DVD player ramps up to speed, filling the air with a shrill, whining sound. Green Winter's face appears on the screen. He looks younger than you've ever seen him, but from the way he's carrying himself, he's clearly drunk. The timestamp on the video reads 2033-05-15. Damn, he really is young in that one. Look, Adrian, I understand you. Lord knows I do. But you've got to drop this dragon fixation. People are starting to talk. There's a camera cut, and you find yourself looking at a young, handsome Dr. Adrian Vluclair, who wears a slight smile on his face. Oh, they're talking, are they? What a terrible shame. Damn it, Adrian. This is serious. You're a public figure. You could lose everything if you don't keep these ridiculous fairy tales to yourself. Hermie, my theories are not, as you call them, fairy tales. Dragons are real. I saved Germany from one. Have you forgotten? No, of course not. Everyone knows that you killed the Firewing. Stopped. Not killed. Fine, stopped. Whatever. Winter swipes a ball off the table in front of him, drains it, and drops it to the floor. Call it whatever you want, but Adrian, you're the only one who's still this obsessed with the damn things. There aren't that many of them, and they're not taking over the world. Vluclair's voice is quiet, soft. Such is the cry of the cancer patient, unaware of what's killing him. I'm fine, not to worry. I'll smoke another cigarette. What's the harm? He doesn't see what's happening, but he winds up dead all the same. Winter snorts. Now you're just being Malden. Look, Adrian. Vluclair shakes his head. His smile has disappeared. You mark my words, Hermie. Within 5 years, corporations, even countries, will fall to these creatures, and the worst part is, nobody will care. Oh, people will tut-tut about it. There might be a protest or two, but nobody will actually do anything to stop them. The immortal, all-powerful, utterly pitiless reptiles will seize more and more of our power, wealth, and territory. And we foolish, short-sighted mortals will never get it back. Green Winters chuckles uncomfortably, raises his hand in the air in a supplicating gesture. Come now, Idge. Vluclair talks over his brother's interruption. We could solve the problem, of course, but we, as a species, are unwilling to invest our energy into problems that aren't staring us right in the face. As it was with climate change, so it is with dragons. I've accepted that, but you can't ask me to stop caring about it. Winters shakes his head. You're hopeless, Adrian. Fine. By all means, keep caring. Just keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. I'm telling you this for your own sake. Vluclair sighs. He looks incredibly tired. Yes, Hermie. You're right, of course. I mustn't jeopardize my credibility with the masses. Winter's expression turns serious. His voice lowers. It's not just your credibility that I'm worried about. Talk is talk, but sometimes... He pauses. Shakes his head. Sometimes I'm worried that you're really going to go back to the socks. Vluclair's tone softens again. Hermie, Winter cuts his brother off. A new intensity burns in his voice. Please, big brother, just drop all of this. Stop hunting the Firewind and start living your life again. If you won't do it for yourself, then for Christ's sakes, do it for me. Vluclair nods, then looks away from the screen. All right, Hermie, I'll try. The image cuts to static and you find yourself back at the menu screen. Brief water break there. A rattling sound fills the air as the disc grinds in its tray. A few seconds later, the screen fills with text. Meet and mate singles dating profile. User Jolly Green Winters. Last active 1/15/54. Sex male, metatype human, ethnicity Caucasian, body type muscular, age 50. Looking for a female. HED. I don't know what that is. Athletic 25 to 30. I'm a fun-loving guy who's also a great listener. I love hiking, clubbing, and all kinds of pets. I'm looking for a cute, funny, adventurous girl who's down to party. I don't respond to profiles without pics. No orcs, no trolls. Sorry, ladies. The disc rattles again and you find yourself sitting at the main menu. Okay. I guess we should finally talk to Paul, huh? Hey, I guess we went through them all. As you step forward, the rest of your team falls silent. Amsel shifts his attention to you. You can see the worry on his face. Cyber Ninja, I have new information. I'm afraid that the good news isn't good. Yeah, I can tell you've gathered the whole team. He nods. Yes, this is something that you all need to hear. Okay, Dietrich is right there. I'm like, where's Dietrich? Well, go on. We're listening. 2 years ago, a large shipment of a highly lethal radioactive bioweapon disappeared en route to a storage facility in Dresden. The weapon was designated X-15. I've traced the path of the missing shipment. It was delivered to the Harfield Manor. Well, that sounds horrible. It is. I've heard of this stuff before. Back in the service, we called it Doom. I've never run across it in the wild, but I've heard enough horror stories to know that I don't want to. The stories that you heard are correct. This Doom is an extremely dangerous substance. He gestures to a technical document on his computer's display. I've been reading up. To this day, the story of Doom remains a cautionary tale in biotech circles. Monoclonal antibody technology is strictly regulated now, and this substance is one of the reasons why. What does this stuff do exactly? Amzo clears his throat and reads aloud from the information on the screen. Doom kills by destroying a host's muscle tissue via radioactive decay. Each individual Doom antibody is bound to a radioactive bismuth-212 isotope. When you're introduced into a host, the antibodies bind to surface-level muscle tissue. The tissue is then killed with alpha radiation. This process repeats itself until the host wastes away and dies. Jesus. Iger nods grimly. I've heard that Doom was deployed in a couple of border skirmishes back in 41. After seeing what it did to people up close, the UCAS passed the literal ban on the stuff. If that doesn't tell you how bad it is, nothing will. Okay, so I hesitate to ask, but what would a dragon want with this Drek? Nothing good. That much goes without saying. This development worries me, Cyber Ninja. It worries me greatly. If the dragon is stockpiling bioweapons, we've got an even bigger problem than what we thought on our hands. There's a moment of silence. Then Dietrich speaks up. Well, in my book, this doesn't change anything. I mean, it ups the stakes if the Fire Ring's allowed to carry out her plans, whatever those might be. But we're gonna stop her before that happens. That was always the plan. As far as I'm concerned, it's still the plan now. I agree with Dietrich. We need to focus on what's in front of us. Whatever the dragon's larger plans might be, the fact is that she is after us. We shouldn't let ourselves get distracted by anything else. Amzo is slow to respond. Finally, he nods. Yes, I concur. For the time being, we must continue forward. And that means that you must continue working toward raising Alice's fee. I'll leave the matter in your capable hands, Cyber Ninja. When you acquire the necessary funds and are ready to head back to the rabbit hole, let me know. From there, we will discuss our next steps. Idra nods. Good. If you need me, I'll be getting prepped for the next run. Right behind you, love. Dietrich casts a backward glance at Glory. If any of this has had an impact on her, she doesn't show it. Come on, Glory. Let's go. Now, you never got back to me about Fuhrer Mahler. How did the meeting go? I accepted the job. Any idea on how to tackle this? Yes, a few. Fuhrer Mahler has provided us with detailed information on the facility. I've vetted the information and it seems to hold up. Based on this intel, I have formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy to bring down the building. According to Mahler's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. Whatever this bloodline project is, the Azis have spared no expense to defend it. The facility is patrolled by Technology's internal security personnel. On their own, they would pose a challenge, but I don't doubt that you could brute force your way through them. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own, as Technology has purchased one of Knight Errant's most expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. That's not good. No, it is not. Knight Errant is too dangerous to take on directly, but if we were But if we were to compromise the comlinks, we could at least partially mitigate this danger. I've pulled some strings with an old contract of mine, and he's provided me with the address of a small software developer, OTK International. They write the firmware updates for Knight Errant's comm systems, and their defenses should be considerably weaker than Az Technologies. My contact has informed me that OTK stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update it develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this, as my voice starts to fade. You hit the offices of OTK International and reduce the computers to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, a compromised version will be pushed out to Knight Errant. When you hit the Az Technology facility, you'll be able to track Knight Errant via the comlinks. This should make the run much more manageable. He fishes in his pocket for something. A moment later, he produces a corporate ID with your face on it. This will get you through the front door of the office park that contains OTK International. My contact was only able to provide me with the one card, so you need to let the rest of your team in through a side door. Alright, sounds like a plan. Very good. OTK's offices aren't far from here. You should take the U-Bahn there when you're ready. It's a lot of reading. Forgot we had pay data. It's a good thing I checked. Let's go ahead and post that. BBS, post pay data, post that. Cool. I think I need 3,500 for the next biotech upgrade I want. Because I was going to get one of my legs done. And that will be pretty much it for all my upgrades. Yeah, I really went techie out on this one. I don't even think... No, we didn't get any tech on my last character. This one I was just going for pretty much stats upgrades. Like I got the +1 intelligence there. 6% to hit, which I could change. But I don't really want to. +1 to charisma. There's my data jack there. +1 to strength and +5 to HP. So I'm actually sitting at what, 60 HP? No, only 55. Oh yeah, because every is 10. That's right. I forgot. Oh yeah, I have some stuff to sell too, I guess. Not really a lot of anything, but get rid of that piece of clothing. I think it's the kamikaze I have in my inventory. A couple things I have to sell, that's for sure. That, keeping all that because that's all my good stuff. Yeah, it was kamikaze. $3,000, just over actually. Do I have 5 programs? I think I do. Yeah, I do. I have 2 ESPs. Yeah, I don't really want anything else from her. I was gonna do that too. I was gonna raise my range so I could get better weapon. I think I need to have rifle 6 though for that. And unfortunately that's gonna take a lot of karma points. Because I'd have to get quickness 6, so that's 6 points there. Range combat to 6, which is 11 points, so that's 17 points. And then rifles to 6, which is 4, 5, and 6. That's 11 plus 4, which is 15, and what I say 17 before. So that's 32 points. I need 32 karma points just to get my range, my rifles to 6. I'm almost positive it's 35, but let me just run over here real quick and double check. No harm in that. Cyberware. Apparently I only have 2. Apparently I can't get that. Interesting. I can get the +1 movement. Well, might as well get that anyways, I suppose. Ah, I cannot have less than 1 essence. I forgot about that. So yeah, that's the last upgrade I can have. Which gives me movement, which is obviously useful. So I'm all cyber decked out now. Cyberware out, I should say, I guess. It's our build right there. Ensflun, Vision Magnification Eyes Alpha, Tailored Pheromones Bioware, Introduction Data Jack, Yamasatsu Cyber Arm Alphaware, and Hydraulic Jack Mark 1. Not going to worry about my weapons because I can't get a better, well, I can, but no point in buying a better weapon when there's a top tier weapon there that I can't use. And plus our weapon's not horrible anyways. Hasn't let me down, so. Where would you like to travel? Assemble the team and travel to the OTK international offices to tap Knight Errant Communications in preparation for your run against Az Technology. That was a mouthful.